Hello, this is Mr. Waters, and we are working on some of the homework now from page 796 and from page 806, finding the sum of an arithmetic or a geometric series, or finding the nth term in those series. Okay. So for example, one of the problems we had for arithmetic series or arithmetic sequences was you had a problem that looked like this. 2, or actually we'll start with this one, rad 2, 2 rad 2, 3 rad 2, 4 rad 2, up to, let's say, 13 rad 2. Okay, so let's say what we want to do is, one problem we want to do is we want to find an expression for the nth term of this sequence, right? And let's say, okay, and so we have to, first off, we have to look at that and think, okay, well, what kind of sequence is that? Well, if you look carefully, I'm going to use red here. Rad 2, 2 rad 2, 3 rad 2, 4 rad 2. Can you see each time we're adding rad 2 all the way up to 13 rad 2, and in fact, we add it 13 times. So that's an arithmetic sequence because we're adding a common value. In fact, we can see here that D is equal to rad 2. Okay, and we can see, since it's 13, N is going to be 13. So since it's an arithmetic sequence, we're going to use the arithmetic sequence formula, which is A sub n is equal to A sub 1 plus n minus 1 times D. Okay, now we just substitute the numbers in that we want. Okay, so in this case, since it's going to be the nth term, it's going to be A sub n is going to be equal to rad 2 plus n minus 1 times rad 2. Okay, because you can see that the first term, I should write it down here, the first term, as you can see, is also rad 2. Okay, so it's going to be, so now we just simplify this a little bit. We multiply in like that, and we get rad 2 plus n rad 2 minus rad 2. Okay, rad 2 minus rad 2, so it cancels out. So in this case, our final formula is going to be A sub n equals n rad 2. Okay? All right, now, in that case, we wanted to find the nth term, and so therefore we didn't use the fact that the thing was adding up, that there were 13 terms in the sequence. Okay, we just wanted a formula that would give us any term, and so n remained a variable. But what we might do with that now, you understand, is another kind of problem we might need, and this is something that we see on the arithmetic series page, sequence and series pages, is we might want to find the sum of that series. That is, the series rad 2 plus 2 rad 2 plus 3 rad 2 all the way up all the way up to 13 rad 2. Okay, if we think of that as an arithmetic series, now we were going to want to try to find the sum of that. So what is, I'm going to write the question here, the sum of this series? And notice that what we first wrote down, just the terms with the commas between them, that's the sequence. If we take those terms and write them as a sum, that's what we call a series. Okay? Now, along with that, let's do this. Let's write this series using sigma notation. Okay? Now what that means is that if we've got a certain arithmetic series a sub n, like the one that we just have there, which is equal to n times rad 2, then the series is going to be in sigma notation from 1 to n of n rad 2. So this series, that's the sigma notation for that series that we just wrote there, except that, let's erase this, since we know that there are 13 terms in the series, n would go up to 13 like that. So this, when we first found out that this was the formula for the nth term in the series, or for the nth term in the sequence, we would use this as the formula for the series. Okay? Now, since it's an arithmetic series, we can use the arithmetic series sum formula, okay, which is the sum, and this will be of the first 13 terms, and it's going to be n times a sub 1 plus a sub n divided by 2. Well, n is 13, because we're told that. A sub 1 is rad 2. And this would be, since we're adding up the first 13 terms, you understand, this is going to be 13. This is going to be a sub 13, which is 13 rad 2. There. Divided by 2. Okay? So then this is going to be rad 2 plus 13 rad 2 is 14 rad 2. So that's equal to 13 times 14 times rad 2, all divided by 2. And so, I can see the 14 and the 2 will cancel each other. So that's going to give us 13 times 7 times rad 2. And according to my calculator here, 13 times 7, why, that's 91. Okay, so this final sum of that arithmetic series is 91 rad 2. Okay, now I think what I'll do is I'm going to stop here, and we'll go the next example, the next video we're going to do will be for a geometric sum and a geometric series. Okay, thanks for listening.